Hey Zen fam. So, today is the 31st of December 2024. We've made it round another 365 on the spinning mud ball of ours on the outer spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy. Yes, indeed. So, what's the point of this video? I'm basically going to talk about the games I played this year. Reason being, 1, it's a nice way to mark the year. 2, people always ask me when I tell them I'm a YouTuber that does video games, the first question they always ask is, oh, what do you play? And generally I tell them whatever I can get my hands on. I like to play a wide variety of stuff. So I thought I'd share with you, my lovely viewers, the wide variety of stuff I played this year. Most of which was played end to end, from beginning to credits roll. A few things in between that weren't they? Some we'll talk about as games that were and some games we'll talk about as games that are yay! And we'll go on until we have reached year's end. I'll tell you about the games I'm hoping to play in the new year, and we might drop in a few stories here and there along the way. What do you say? I've got my phone ready because I've got the list on my phone, because it's like pushing 3 o'clock in the morning here in Scotland, but I wanted to make sure that this video was officially filmed on the 31st. I haven't filmed this on the 20th and decided to upload it, several days later. No, this is real. This is 100% 31st of December. It's just enormously late. I know, so I'm doing this video after work because I'm a bit tired and the memory might not be all that switched on because it's, late. So, without further ado, the first game I played in 2024 was Assassin's Creed Mirage. Now, I chuffing loved it. It was a good experiment of a game for Ubisoft to do, because it wasn't the usual length of Assassin's Creed that we've become very used to over the last few years, with these gigantic, expansive maps and these 80 to 120 hour campaigns. It was much more contained, much more focused, and in some ways much more Assassin's Creed than some previous efforts. I mean, don't get me wrong, Odyssey is a beautiful game and does a lot of clever stuff, but to me it's never really felt like an Assassin's Creed game. I watched all the videos of it to get an idea of the story, so then I know more about the Assassin's Creed lore, but it never captured my gamer's heart. I never want to go forward and play it. Yet, as I'm sure many of you out there in the Zen fam know, I really liked and played right the way through both endings, the ending and the ending of Valhalla. For me, it didn't overstay its welcome. For me, it was just right. I mean, yes, okay, it was very long, but it was long because it had a big story to tell, and it had lots and lots of things to show you. So, I have no problem with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but I really did enjoy Mirage. I thought the character was good, I thought the setting was brilliant. Stylistically, chef's kiss. I mean, okay, there was some jank when it came to movement and stuff, because the way you expect to move and sometimes the way that the guy does move doesn't always hit, and sometimes the guards are a little bit janky, but then that's part of what makes Assassin's Creed Assassin's Creed. It's not like Bethesda level jank, but it's like jank you'd expect if you're viewing everything through a machine that's artificially remembering the past through your genes. Technology that doesn't exist. So yeah, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, good start to the year, a very up there game. Very pleased with that game. Played it twice, I think. But not twice all the way through, but twice just... No, actually, yes, I played it all the way through twice, which is rare for me. But that actually happened a couple of times this year. So stay close for that. So what was next? Oh, yes. Yes. Unpacking. A delightful little game. No whiz-bangery, no explosions, no stabby people, and no fire, no space, no suits of armour. Just a very simple, basic game about moving from place to place and the journey that people go on when they set up somewhere new to live and they invite new people into their lives and stuff. The possessions they collect along the way and the memories that come with those possessions. Yeah. Just a really good story and a heartwarming tale. And something that just was just a nice way to pass time. And just a different gaming experience that me personally, Zemblo, just adored. And if you're looking for, just a thoughtful game, a game to sort of like take the temperature down, like say you're playing something really hard and fast paced and you're looking to have a break from that, or you're looking at it as a palate cleanser between big action piece games, then yeah, Unpacking is definitely a very nice option. It's not the longest game in the world, but there are some bits of it will have you stumped of where the hell does that go? And what is this thing I've picked up? And then there'll be other things you pick up and go, oh my god, that's one of those. Oh! So it really is a very nice, very considered, beautifully paced game. And if you ever have a more thoughtful personality, then you will get a ton out of it. Okay, what was next? Next up was a game, but it was also kind of an experiment and kind of also a look behind the scenes at how games are made and stuff. This is a little black and white project called, hang on, I want to make sure I read this title right. Interaction isn't explicit. Now, not everybody got their hands on this, not everybody played it. But if you did, then you probably found it to be, as I did, most interesting. It really just showed the backbone of how games are made. Not just the nuts and bolts of 3D modelling and stuff, but also the language that games speak to us as we play them, to let us know how to play them, and for the game to understand how we're going to play it and to react appropriately. So it was very much inside the mind of devs as they make games, and how certain aspects and certain movement styles affect the narrative. Really interesting little thing to play. And it's really short. I mean, it's like at best like 5-6 hours, but it's 5-6 hours that I personally found to be very, very well spent, and I really enjoyed it. It's that simple. Next up, now this game, I actually did a video about this, and I really, really liked it. I held off on it for years. I even had a physical copy at one point that I thought, am I ever going to play this? I'm ever going to play this? And then it came on PlayStation Plus. So then I sold my physical copy and just downloaded the Plus version and played it eventually. Days Gone. Oh my Gideon, Days Gone. What a game. Now bear in mind this, it's an early PS4 game. But something about this game, the way it's characterized, the way that the world is done, the way people talk, and honest to God, the game is a revelation. It really is. The way you fix up your bike, the way you make personal relationships with other people, your best friend, your... everything in the game just works really well. And if the game was to ever get like a sequel with modern tech and modern stuff, oh, underpant elastic across the room, ladies and gentlemen. No word of a lie. Days Gone is a beautiful, engrossing and deep experience that I thoroughly recommend. Now, maybe not for everybody, but I believe it's for most people that care about gameplay and care about story. And I think for most people that play video games, especially those people who have grown up with PlayStation over these last 30 years, then yeah, Days Gone is definitely something to play at some point. And in my point of view, the sooner the better. And apparently there's a bit of an upgrade patch coming to boot it up to modern standards. And I played it on a PS5 where it already was getting upscaled. So Lord knows what this patch is like. I don't know if I'd play the whole thing again because it is a long title. Not a bad long title, but it is a long title. Not as long as Valhalla. But back when it came out, it was touted as being an extraordinarily long game. Obviously, longer games have come out. But the reputation is deserved. It is a long game. But it is a good story. And it is paced exceptionally well. And the infected in the game, the freakers, the variation, even though you could see some cookie cutting in some of the modelling and stuff, because they had to do something somewhere because it was early PS4, it's not like PS5. The game is just wonderful. I really enjoyed it. The weapon variation especially. And okay, you could have done a bit more with not having the weapons break quite so quickly. But yeah. Every gun reacts differently. Every gun sounds different. And the melee weapons all hit differently. Deacon St. John handles them all differently. And some of the sort of environmental weapon choices and stuff, and environmental takedowns. Oh, yes, Doctor. Right, let's see. Now, I did play a little bit of Mortal Kombat X or 10, but that was basically, I kind of whipped up the PlayStation 4 because I got two controllers for that, so me and the boy, we had some fights. Just chilling and relaxing with the boy, and, you know, we're knocking 10 types of nonsense at each other with crazy characters from Mortal Kombat. And it was the first Mortal Kombat he'd ever played. And we both had a whale of a time, just father and son wailing on each other. Just good stuff. And it looks good too. I've not played any Mortal Kombats since that, and it's the first one of those that I've played for quite some time. Can't remember what the last Mortal Kombat was I played properly, but it was a while ago. But yeah, solid, dependable Mortal Kombat. I've yet to play the new ones though, so I'll have to get back to you at some point if I ever do get a chance to play them. But knowing me, by the time I get a chance to play the new Mortal Kombat, it'll probably be the Mortal Kombat from 2 to 3 games ago. Let's see. Now it says here I played Ping Redux. I'll not front ears up here, Zenfan. I don't remember it. I don't remember it. I'm sorry. I really don't. I'm drawing a complete blank on that. Now here is our first empty game. Need for Speed Unbound. Now, I know this game didn't review particularly well, but I thought to myself, I've played a few Need for Speeds. I've enjoyed them well enough in the past. Some of them I've even gone all the way through and completed end to end. But ladies and gentlemen, the Z-Fam, I have to tell you, Need for Speed Unbound, it starts interesting, but then it goes flat really fast, and I just found myself very, very quick becoming more and more and more disinterested in the characters and their motivation. And it got to a point where I'm like going, yeah, I'm earning XP and I'm winning some races, I'm meeting some characters, and I don't care. That's where I got to with that game. I just didn't care. By the way, you might notice I'm sounding a bit crappy. One is because I've been up a lot of hours, and two, round at Christmas my niece was round, and she kind of brought a little infection that both me, my father-in-law, have taken the brunt of it. He took it worse than me. It seems to only affect the males, because like my brother-in-law, he was no so hot neither. But that's what it is with small people. Small people bring in germs. It's just how it goes. My boy was the same when he was that age. Ask any parent in your life, they'll tell you. Or indeed, if you are a parent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, so yeah, it was flashy, it looked good, customizations options were nice, mechanically solid game. And the world was like well designed, but bland at the same time. It was an odd mix. And at first I thought the whole sort of drawn on graffiti look onto the real world was interesting. But then after a while I sort of like was looking at it going, yeah, but really? It just sort of washed over me. It's kind of like, eating a cake. Okay. Eating 5 cakes? That's what it was like with Need for Speed Unbound. It was too many cakes. Not a bad game, just not a sustaining game. It's that simple. And then it went downhill some more with Just Cause 4, which really disappointed me. I wanted to love this game because I played Just Cause 3 and I had a whale of a time with that game. It was such a good laugh. I remember playing that back in the day when I was still streaming on Twitch, and it's even the game where the video background was that when I did my Iron Brew video. So yeah, that's how long ago it was. It was like, 6 years ago I played that game? So yeah, but I still have fond memories of it. Blowing stuff up, going through the air and Rico in his wingsuit, and then going in the parachute and back to wingsuit again, and using the grappling hook and getting some speed and going to the air. Oh man! And the dynamic explosions and the weapons and the armed vehicles, and the crazy plots and the blowing up the towns and retaking them, and oh man, that game was just a non-stop thrill ride, and it was just fun. But 4, even though it was doing all the same stuff and was looking a bit nicer too, for some reason it just didn't really seem to have anything new to offer. And even though it was offering the same stuff, and that was partly why I played it, because I knew what I was going to get, it just was lacking something. It didn't have any spirit, didn't have any fun. It was just there. It's kind of just was plopped in front of me. It was just like, hello, I'm a Need for Speed, I'm a Just Cause game. And I was like, okay, you're a Just Cause game. So I got pretty close. I mean, I must have got about 2/3 of the way through. But I just got to a point where I don't want to do this anymore. And that's my personal rule. If I'm not having fun with a game, then that game goes off. I don't struggle my way through a game to complete it if I'm not enjoying it. If I'm not enjoying it, that sucker goes. My game time is important. My game time is limited. I'm not going to spend my time playing games I don't like for the sake of like clout or trophies or even content. If I don't like a game, that's it. That puppy's gone. Okay. The Pedestrian. Now, I'd wanted to play this game ever since I first saw it. I think it was on a State of Play. And I thought it looked so interesting and so different. And I did play it quite a bit of the way through. I don't know how far exactly. But I know I got a good way. And I basically got to a point with the game where like, okay, I understand what this is doing. I understand where this is going. But I think I've seen everything I want to see. I did not like it anymore. I just didn't see any further point in playing it anymore. There didn't seem to be anything new it could do. There didn't seem to be any way it could surprise me any further. There were no new mechanics. And some of the puzzles were just getting a bit, not difficult, but just sort of like needlessly overly complicated for what they were trying to do. It's sort of like go over here to do this, over here around this, to do that here, to this side to here, back to here, over here to do this, to make that. No. I was just like, I'm going like, I'm doing in my late 40s. Do I need this amount of hassle? No, I didn't. It's like I've had fun. This game is going to start to annoy me if I continue. It was fun while it lasted. Catch you later, Pedestrian. Moving on. And that's exactly what I did. I had my fun. And you would probably have fun too playing this game. And then I bugged out. It's that simple. Another game I thought I would really enjoy and has had critical acclaim was Untitled's Goose Game. And exactly the same story happened there. Played it for a good wee while. Got a number of hours under my belt. Felt like I was having good fun and I was doing good progression through the game. But I got to a point where like I've seen everything I think I want to see here. Captured some gameplay footage and bounced. It did everything that I thought it would do and a few things that I didn't think it would do, and then I moved on. No complaints, it just didn't hold me the way I thought it was going to hold me. No hate to the developers. You made a good, solid, interesting, quirky little game that should have been right up my street, and I think maybe 10 years ago I might have gone all the way through and completed it. But right now, me as I am now, it just didn't hold me. Don't know why. Sometimes things just don't work. Speaking of not working, against better judgment, I thought, no, give it a fair chance. Maybe the devs are wrong, because the devs have been wrong. Not devs, sorry, the press has been wrong about other games. The press was wrong about the fight Lights Out. You loved that. And so I decided when it came on PlayStation Plus to download and play Gotham Knights. Now, I wanted to play Gotham Knights mostly just so I could play as Nightwing, because I love Nightwing. I've been a firm believer for many years now that if there's going to be another Batman movie, that Batman himself needs to be given a rest, and they need to start doing stuff for the other big characters in and around the Bat family. Like do a movie about Nightwing, fantastic. Yes, please. Like the guys at Ismahawk, they did a brilliant Nightwing video a few years ago, and I think I've got a playlist for it on my channel actually. So yeah, somewhere on this channel, look at the playlist section. I think there's a playlist for Ismahawk Nightwing. It's really, really solid stuff. In fact, if anything, it's probably the most solid Nightwing I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of Nightwing. Well, what little there is. And it's like it was Nightwing, but it also wasn't Nightwing. And the game is just so slow, and the combat doesn't really feel like it connects. And although it is Gotham City, and it is made by the people that made the best ever version of Gotham City, it's like there's something missing that you can't quite put your finger on. It's like it's got the dirt, it's got the grime, it's got the gothic lighting, it's got the architecture, but somewhere along the way something got lost. I think it might also be the fact that like all the characters essentially fight and move the same way. Also, when you're on the bat bike and you're going along the road, that's fine. You're going along the road. See, when you hit to go faster, you don't actually go any faster. It's just the map around you blurs, but you're still going the same speed. That I felt lied to. I was like, no. If you're going to say that I'm going faster, then I should be going faster. I shouldn't just be going the same speed with some blur effects. Really? That's what we're going to be doing here? And there were some places where you went and did things and you were like going, right, I've done the thing. And then you came back and you found out, no, I didn't do the thing. Some of the objectives were just completely opaque, and some of them were just like completely useless. And it never really felt like you were really doing anything or getting anywhere. There were some interesting beats of story along the way, but yeah, it's like the game wasn't as well thought out as it could have been. It felt like there was not so much stuff missing, but like they just didn't, I don't know, really round it out. There was sort of like emptiness where there should have been things, and there were things where there shouldn't have been. Like, I think maybe having 4 swappable characters of the Bat family was a good idea. And also the idea that like other people could join you as other members of the Bat family and you could work together. Solid idea. But maybe if they'd had slightly more diverse fighting stuff. Yes, they were all trained by Batman. And even though Nightwing goes off and trains himself and becomes Nightwing and learns his own fighting style, and you could say the same for Red Hood and stuff, they all seemed a bit too similar. There didn't seem to be much differentiation in how the characters each handled situations. I mean, yes, they had their special skills and running his bow staff and stuff, but I don't know, there was something lacking. There was no cohesion in the title, which I thought was sad. I thought they really could have done something with the game, and it all just felt plasticky, but not as plasticky as something that's coming up a bit later. Something that, I really didn't like. But luckily, very, very luckily, I did play something that I very much did like. Now, it took a bit of time to get going, and some of the twists were a bit unexpected, and some of them were far too expected, but at its core, Far Cry 5 was a good game. Now there could have been a bit more done with like a traversal, and there could have been a bit more done with enemy variation, but at the heart of it, good story, great motivation. What I don't understand is why there was so much emphasis put upon how you customize your character, considering that 99.99% of the game you don't really even see your character, not even in cutscenes. All cutscenes in the game, basically speaking, are from the eyes out. It's all first person perspective. Some days you'll see your feet as you kick something, or you'll see your hands as you flail or punch or whatever. Some days you'll have a getting in car animation or whatever, and some days you'll see a bit of yourself. But most of the time, it's just you looking out of your own eyes, and you never see yourself. So you could put on all these fancy outfits, and you can earn them for UB points and buy them online if you really feel like spending your own money, which I personally recommend you never do for any game. But hey, it's your money. But yeah, the weapons were good, and the fun was palpable. Sometimes some of the difficulty curves on some of the levels were just like, are you having a giraffe? Some of them felt like they were turned up just to be annoying, not to actually be a challenge. It was more like I was being annoyed out of the game rather than being challenged to a part where I was like going, no, I will beat this. I got to a point of like, no, I'm beating you because you're making me angry, because you're not working properly. You're doing cheap tricks to make the game appear more difficult than, I don't know how to put this without sounding like I'm whining about it. But the game was seemed to be not sort of like artificially difficult, but sort of like artificially obtuse. Which I know sounds like a weird complaint, but it's true. But nonetheless, really good game. And as it went on, the story got more and more interesting. And I really wanted to see how it all panned out. And luckily, when I got to the end and saw how it all panned out, it actually panned out in a really satisfying manner. So, fun game, good game, would recommend. But you could probably, this would be one game where I would say, lose about 10 hours of story. Tell the same story but bring it down about 10 hours. Then I think you're cooking with gas. Then as a palate cleanser, I got into a serious amount of Power Wash Simulator. What a zen little title, man. It was just nice to sort of kick back, chill, and just blast water at stuff and clean off, like, you know, playground equipment and vans and a dirt bike and a couple of houses and stuff like that. And it was just really, really, really chill. You get to this one point though where I was like, there was this gigantic house with its gigantic grounds, and I just looked at it and went, plenty. It was like, I thought, you know, it was going to get to be a point where it was going to feel like a job instead of a game. And I thought, if you're playing it and it's going to feel like a job over it feeling like a game, then the game can get yeeted. So it got deleted and I moved on. But if you're looking for something to chill and play every once in a while aside from what you're playing, sort of like take your brain on a little holiday from a difficult bit in a big game, then I think you'd be hard pressed to go far wrong with Power Wash Simulator. What else? I went a little to go reread it back to Astro's Playground because Playroom. Because well, it's just fun and I fancied it, and also because I thought it'd be kind of neat to play it again with all the talk that was coming out at that point about Astro Ball. So I thought, yeah, I'll have a wee play of that again, and I did, and got a couple more trophies. I'm going to go back in a little while, and I'm thinking I might even try to platinum it. Because I think from the trophies I've got left to do, it shouldn't be that hard to actually platinum it. And that'll be like, I think my 8th platinum. Because I don't really care so much about platinums, but they are nice to have. Then, what you're seeing here, Rage 2. Now, at first I thought this game was a bit slow, and then as I got into it I was sort of like, okay, no, this is actually alright. And then I changed my mind again. I was like, I didn't like the rhythm of the game. Because I like my shooters where I could be tactical and pick my shots, and you know, I like to be able to be sneaky, and I don't know, just feel like more of a sort of a weapon of death. Whilst with this, it's more chaotic. And the game rewards you for being a pure mentalist and just running in and gunning and that, and surviving in that run and gun state. And I just couldn't get into that rhythm. I mean, I've done that in other games, don't get me wrong. But in this game, for some reason, I don't know, maybe it was the way the weapons reacted. Maybe it was the way that the controller handled directional movement. I don't know what it was. But I just never felt like I could truly play the game the way I think it wanted me to play it. And because I wasn't willing to play the game the way I believe the devs designed for it to be played, I wasn't getting the full experience out of it, and therefore I bounced. But it might be for you. I would say at very least give it a go. But don't just give it a go for a couple hours. Give it a good sort of 6-7 hours. Get your teeth properly in. And if you don't keep playing it after that time, then I say fair enough. Okay. Then we got the disappointment. The big disappointment. In fact, I've actually skipped order here a little bit. Because it was Rage, this game, and then it was Power Wash Simulator. Sorry, I misread the list. My bad. Saints Row. The new Saints Row, the reboot. Hot and cold as running Christ on a bike. Now, I said before about plastic. This game I thought had an artistic style that was refreshing and new when I looked at it, but when I played it, different story. All I saw was a game that was just like devoid of character. There was nothing really to get hold of. It was just there. It just existed. And although the character, customization options were fun and inventive, they also felt cheap and overplayed. It was really odd. It's sort of like the game gave you everything, but also felt like it was giving you, I don't know, nothing at the same time. It's kind of like eating chips, but the chips have no flavour. So you're like eating chips and going, oh, chips. Warm, soft chips with a crunchy outside, great. But I don't taste anything. These chips don't have any. I don't taste any potato. I don't taste the oil they were fried in. I'm getting the sensation of a chip in my mouth, but I don't taste the chip in my mouth. That's what it was to play Saints Row. I was eating chips, but I didn't know I was eating chips. I couldn't taste the chips. Does that analogy make sense? To me it does, but to you maybe you're in the comment section right now going, Zembloke, what the hell are you talking about?
Real sacrifice comes from love.
Trust me, if you play Saints Row, you might just get what I'm talking about. The game looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, but when you get into it, it's like, oh yeah, that's it. You figure it's going to be this roaring roller coaster ride, and it's like, it's got all the elements to do that, but it's like all the elements are siloed away from each other, and it's like they never connect. It's like rabbit meat. Rabbit meat comes in little sacks, like pericardial sacks. No, not pericardial, that's the membrane around the heart, but a similar idea. A little sac that keeps it separate. And they're all in really nice condition in their little sacks. But the sacks never really let the other elements really join in with each other. They're all sort of separate, and you can interact them all one after the other, but they never seem to join together to make a really tasty bit of rabbit stew. Why are all my analogies food based tonight? This is weird. I'm not even hungry. Anyway, so yeah, Saints Row, yeah, I'd say probably just pass on that one. I played it, so you don't have to. Let's see, what next? Biomutant. Now this, I played end to end. Really, really enjoyed it. There's like some great characterization, some great world lore, good story, a sense of humor. Not many games have that anymore. This game, honest to God, on a number of occasions, I actually sitting here on my couch laughing my bum off. Alright? Seriously. Actual chuckling at some of the stuff in this game, some of the things said, some of the things done. And yes, there were some difficult enemies, and some of those enemies that they took a really big time to get over. And there were some puzzles that were like, what on earth do I do? But they weren't so bad that I never felt I couldn't do them if I didn't just apply myself. And that made me feel like I wanted to apply myself. I wanted to figure it out. I didn't mind that there was the occasional thing that just had my head scratching. And even though there were some really, really difficult ones, I never felt like I needed to save time and go watch a YouTube video so I knew what to do next. I actively figured it out. Not many games make you do that anymore. That we go, I could just watch a YouTube video, or I could watch a PlayStation hint. But I don't wanna. I actually do want to figure this out. And I call that in favour of Biomutant. Good game, good characterization, pacing, bit of a problem, yes, not the perfect game, but definitely worth your time. Then, this is when things really start to get good. Control. Now, Control, great game, but for entirely different reasons. Now, yes, it looks amazing, and the story is baffling. I mean, it's not Death Stranding baffling, but there are points that you just go, what is going on? It's like the X-Files but turned up to 20. And the character is brilliant, and the battle system, the combat is really, really well thought out. And there's such interesting ideas, and it's so visually beautifully put together. Definitely, if you get the chance, play Control. If you didn't, seriously, you're a mug. Play Control. Roller Drome? Now, I thought I was going to really enjoy Roller Drome because I love the original Rollerball.
They couldn't keep
And I do
down.
love some of that retro futurism from the 70s and stuff. And I thought I was really going to fall in love with Rollerdrome. And for a while, it definitely captured my heart and my imagination. And I was having a good time. But then it just got to a point where it's like, this many baddies and this much situation and this much refresh and this. And it just feel like it just piled so much on you at one go. It's sort of like the game took away its own sense of fun. And I don't know about you, but if you start taking the fun out of a video game, that's whole point is fun, then you've lost me. And this game lost me. If it maybe had ramped up slightly less ridiculously at that critical point, you know, maybe if it like hadn't had so many sort of impossible elements to overcome. Well, not impossible, because then nobody would ever play the game. But you know what I mean. The difficulty curve went wham! And when it went wham, I went later. So that's how it went. What was next? Oh yeah. Played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Definitive Edition, or as most of us have come to know it over these last few years, the Defective Edition. And to be fair, it was defective. It looked horrible a lot of the time. But I wanted to play it again because I was kind of nostalgic for that game, because it was of that series of Grand Theft Autos, you know, the non-HD ones, that was my favourite. I really loved that game back in the day. I remember I was a couple of times I actually missed class when I studied martial arts because I was playing that game. I had it on my PS2 and my wife was my girlfriend then, and she would come in from work and she was like, "Are you not meant to be at Kutsul?" I'd be like, "Yeah, babe, I was going to go, but then I kind of just got wrapped up in this." And she says, "So, you've been there all day?" And I was saying, like, "Well, not all day." Yeah, because I went to eat at one point and stuff, and I think I might have done a little bit of training, but I hadn't got to class. Basically, I just plonked my bum in front of that PlayStation 2 and I just killed hours on that game originally. Now I went way deeper in my playthrough then than I did now, but it was kind of neat just going around and seeing all that city again and re-experiencing it. Now admittedly it wasn't the best version, but there were some parts that were obviously better because it had been upscaled to the new gen. And I actually thought, you know what, I'm going to stick with this, I'm going to complete it. And I got a good chunk into the game. I mean, like, I'd opened up all the map and I was doing all the things, and I'd done the heisty bit in like Las Venturas and stuff, and everything was pumping along. And I was getting ready to do the last part of the heisty bit to actually do the heist. And then it crashed. And it was unrecoverable. So all those hours of gameplay down the levee. And there was nothing I could do. There was no save files that would work anymore. And it's like so the game got deleted, and I'm not doing it again. No. Not all that work. Not all over again. No way, Jose. So, Definitive Edition, Defective Edition, oh yeah. Get it up here. Let's see, so after the Defective Edition, what did I play? I did take a crack at one of the 2.5D Assassin's Creed games. I played the India one. Now, at first I was really loving it. But it really just didn't grab me the same way that a traditional Assassin's Creed grabbed me. It didn't so much feel flat, which would then at least give me the chance to pun and as a father, coming as part of my existence. No, this game just dropped off. It just became uninteresting and overly fiddly. Let's see. The Plucky Squire. Well, hopefully you saw my review video of the Plucky Squire. An absolute gem of a game. Funny, creative, inventive, colourful, and enjoyable. An absolute pure gem of a game. A video game. Oh, play the Plucky Squire. That game completely and utterly is Zembloke approved. Not playing the Plucky Squire, yeah, I need to have a word with yourself. It's that simple. But I need to start wrapping this up because I'm running out of recording time. So let's see. Superliminal. Brilliant! Played that end to end as well. Fantastic game. Some mad puzzles. I mean, some real brain tinglers, but worth it. Absolutely worth it. Dead Island Definitive Edition. Brilliant. I actually played that through twice. Mostly because once I got through it, I found out that I could, like, come in with all my weapons and all my powers and all my upgrades. And I just came in again just so I could wreck the place. I nearly played it a third time. I thought, no, come on, that's Gilded the Lily now, Zembloke. But, yeah, okay, it looked a bit rubbishy because it was from long time ago and eyes looked terrible and the skin tones were, oh god. But the zombie splattering, too much fun. Just too much fun. So, yeah, that got 2 playthroughs. Let's see. Oh yes, and how I ended this year. How I've been wanting to play for ages. I finally, from my neighbour up the road, got my hands on Astrobot. Oh man, I tell you, Astrobot, I can see why so many different game developers and podcasts and stuff have loved the game as much as they have. It just makes you happy. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, there are some levels in it you're just like going, what actually do I do here? How do I beat this horrendousness? Wait a minute, you've got a rotating cylinder of spikes and you want to turn me into a little metal ball and you want me to stay on the rotating cylinder of spikes going along it and not get bounced off by big spikes that are rotating the other direction to the it's like, and there are a number of bits like that. The circle, triangle, square mini levels inside the galaxies or nebulas, those were just nuts. But I did a lot of that game. I opened up all the special areas. I got nearly all the bots. I think I was like about 380 something. High 80s, I can't remember exactly, but yeah. I had all the powers. I opened so many gacha toys. I got all the bits, you know, the SSD. I love the bit when you get all the. There's a little trophy you can do where, like, you open up the side of the PlayStation when it's fully complete, and then the panel goes up, and you make your whistle sound, and you gather all the bots around, and you can listen to all the bits of the PlayStation sing their little songs about themselves at the same time, and it's like this little sort of multi-choir sort of piece from like an opera or something, but when all the players are singing about themselves, but all the songs kind of merge together as one song, and they're all doing that, and all the little Astrobots are around Astrobot at the base of the PS5, and it just feels good, man. It's just a real feel good game. So yeah, 2024 was a good year. Played a lot of really good games. Played a couple of stinkers. just how it goes. I've got some good stuff that I'm looking forward to. I've also, from the same neighbour, loaded Spider-Man 2, so that's next up. Can't wait to get stuck into that. I've got a bunch of things on the backlog. I mean, I've got like Far Cry 6. I've got like, well, you'll see. But I've got a whole bunch of games that I want to play. Some of them I want to try again that I never actually connected with. At some point I want to try and actually connect with God of War. Because I did play it many years ago when it first came out from a friend. But I just couldn't connect with it. I think it's because I was rushing it. Because I figured I had to get it back to him really fast. So I probably tried to play it too quickly. And didn't allow myself to sink into it. I want to play Far Cry 6 because I know I've got access to that. Some days I think I really need to get back to play The Division or The Division 2 because I've got access to both of them, but I just never play them anymore. And I do love the games, but I just haven't played them like forever. Same with Riders Republic, I just never play it anymore. I mean, I still got it, but I just never play it. And there's loads of other things coming that I just think are fantastic games. I know they're fantastic games, and I should really just get my finger out my bum and get on with them. But then again, I've also got to work and pay rent and raise a family and adulting, and also make videos for you guys. But yeah, some good stuff. And we've had PlayStation's 30th birthday. We're now pushing onwards to see about Grand Theft Auto 6 and the PlayStation 6 and what Microsoft will do next, and the Switch 2's coming, and we've got the Minecraft movie on the horizon, and we've seen off the Borderlands movie, which is a shame because Borderlands is usually good. Yeah, it's all kinds of weirdness. I'm sure I played. Did I save at Borderlands 3 that I played this year? That was fun. If I'd missed it, then I missed it. Anyway, I'm running out of time, guys, so hashtag support Scottish YouTubers, and of course, as always, aye, nae bother.